I promised at the beginning of the show that we were going to go through a couple trade options for Jimmy Butler. Now, consumer warning, the Jimmy Butler trade market right now is very confusing because the Timberwolves want a ridiculous package for him. They want young players and veterans and cap relief. I think they'll end up with about 2/3 of that. Maybe they'll end up with, a young player plus a veteran, or maybe they'll go with a young player plus a pick, or maybe a veteran plus a pick. Regardless, they're going to have to get a third team involved, whether it's the Sacramento Kings or maybe the Atlanta Hawks, to start moving some salaries around. So as of right now, this is what we're looking like with the Minnesota Timberwolves. So Jeff Teague get that $19 million contract at point guard. He's not going anywhere. Neither is Wiggins, Towns, or Taj Gibson. The two guys on this lineup that you obviously have to look out for, one, obviously Jimmy Butler, and the other is Gorgui Dieng, who we know that the Timberwolves want to move on a $15 million a year contract. He's not good enough for that amount of money. So it looks like they're going to have to package him in any trade for Jimmy Butler if they want to get anything legitimate back. So before we get into my trade packages, I want to know from you guys. You're the GM. What would you trade for Jimmy Butler? Let me know. We'd love to hear from you guys. It's tough because the teams that are going after him, like the Miami Heat or, a Clippers, they're not great in terms of their cap situations right now. So no matter what, a third team is going to have to get involved. All right, let's now go through a couple trades that I've put together for the Jimmy Butler trade machine. We're dusting off the RUBENSTEIN trade machine. Dusting it off. It's accumulated a lot of dust. We haven't used it in a while. So here's my first trade for the Miami Heat. So the Miami Heat end up with Jimmy Butler. The Timberwolves get Josh Richardson and Bam Adebayo. But Dion Waiters and Gorgui Dieng have to be in this trade, and they will both end up getting dealt to a third team. The Miami Heat have to get rid of Dion Waiters' contract. Have to. It has to be traded if they want Jimmy Butler to be on this team. But they also can't take the Gorgui Dieng contract that we know the Timberwolves are also trying to get rid of. So I would expect the Sacramento Kings to get involved with this. And I also think either the Miami Heat or the Minnesota Timberwolves will have to attach a first-round pick onto one of those players in order for the Sacramento Kings to go with this trade. Because if you don't remember, the Sacramento Kings do not have a first-round pick for this upcoming season. It belongs to the Celtics / the 76ers if it ends up at the #1 overall spot. So that's one of my possible trades for Jimmy Butler with the Heat. Here's the other one. The other one is Heat get Jimmy Butler, no Gorgui Dieng involved, and the Timberwolves get Josh Richardson and a protected first-round pick, and then also ship off Dion Waiters to another team. Now, this is an incredibly light return for the Minnesota Timberwolves. I think this will end up being a last resort for them because we know that they want Josh Richardson, and we know that they're looking for a pick as well. It's just a very light trade package for Jimmy Butler. But the issue is that what is Jimmy Butler's realistic trade value right now, seeing as we're a week away from the season? All of the teams have their roster set already. It doesn't really make a lot of sense for the Heat to throw like 6 people into a trade for Jimmy Butler. But we know that the Timberwolves like Josh Richardson, and we know that they want a first-round pick back. So if they are really desperate, that's another trade that they go for with the Miami Heat. But I know you guys aren't desperate for NBA content. I am, because NBA content on YouTube is just the same random stuff over and over and over again. But on the NBA Now by Chat Sports channel, it is not. Head to chatsports.com/NBATV, where you will see these 5 possible trades for Jimmy Butler. Go subscribe right now. Hit that button. I want to get to 5,000 subscribers by the time the season starts. All right, let's get to a couple of the trades for Jimmy Butler. Let's go to the Clippers. So the Clippers, in a trade with the Timberwolves, would have to give up Lou Williams, just in terms of making contracts work, actually having space for other players to actually play. So Lou Williams would go, as would Jerome Robinson. I just don't really understand that Clippers pick in the first place. And unless they really think that Jerome Robinson is some superstar, multi-time all-star, he should absolutely be involved in the trade for Jimmy Butler. If they ask for Jerome Robinson and you're getting Jimmy Butler back, you don't even blink. Now, that protected 2020 first that the Timberwolves would also receive, I wanted to put an asterisk next to that one because I'm not 100% sure that the Clippers would go along with that. But something tells me that the Clippers are eventually going to get to a point where they can just get Jimmy Butler, and all they have to give up is a late first-round pick, Lou Williams, who whatever, and you're also trading away Jerome Robinson. But if you have Jimmy Butler, it's fine. I think this is a trade the Clippers would do. This is actually a fair trade for both sides, and then Gorgui Dieng can be shipped off to another team, maybe the Kings or the Hawks or whatever team wants to muddle through his contract for the rest of it in the next 3 years. But this would be a good trade for both sides. I think, again, the Timberwolves the Clippers' return on investment wouldn't be that great. Lou Williams, Jerome Robinson would at least keep the Timberwolves competitive for this upcoming season. So I think that's all they're looking for at this time. If you think they're going to be competitive without Jimmy Butler, you can go to chatsports.com/bet. Use that promo code LIVE120 for a 120% deposit bonus. Put down some money on the Timberwolves. They're an interesting team this year with their over-under being around 42. I think they'll hit the over. I still see about 43, 44 wins on this team. But if you think I'm wrong, go prove it. Go put some money down on it at chatsports.com/bet. All right, let's talk about the Houston Rockets. Probably the most unlikely of teams that the Timberwolves would do business with, simply because the Timberwolves are trying to make the playoffs in the Western Conference, and the Rockets are also in the Western Conference. But the Timberwolves could get back Eric Gordon, along with Nene's expiring contract, plus a protected 2019 first. The Rockets get Jimmy Butler, and then Gorgui Dieng again can be shipped off to another third team. I don't know if the Rockets really want to move Eric Gordon, though. I understand you're getting Jimmy Butler back, and if the Timberwolves say yes to that, you obviously take it in 2 seconds. But overall, if you're the Rockets, you've reignited Eric Gordon's entire career. And this isn't just some random, we helped his career, and now it's some sell-high situation. Eric Gordon is maybe the 3rd or 4th best player on the Rockets' entire team. So it would be a huge loss. He's a great fit in that offensive system. Now, Jimmy Butler is obviously, one of the better players in the NBA. I'm not exactly sure where he ranks in terms of the NBA. He's only ever won 1 playoff series in his NBA career. But remember, this is a team on the Rockets that shoots a lot of threes. Last year, Jimmy Butler's three-point percentage was 35%. It's good. It's not great. Eric Gordon's was way higher than that. Eric Gordon was almost 40%. So I think overall this Rockets team could use Jimmy Butler. It'd be great to have Butler and Paul and Harden on the same team. I just wonder if that's too many guards, and I think that Eric Gordon might be a better fit on this team. Let's go to my last possible trade for Jimmy Butler. It's with the Milwaukee Bucks. Now, this is one that I think should absolutely happen. The Timberwolves get Eric Bledsoe. They also get a great, nice young piece in Malcolm Brogdon, plus a protected 2020 first-round pick, and the Bucks get Jimmy Butler. This would be a great trade. If you're the Timberwolves, Eric Bledsoe and Malcolm Brogdon will absolutely keep you competitive this season. Brogdon would be a great player to either start or have come off the bench. He's a very good two-way player. Eric Bledsoe would be reinvigorated by playing for a team he actually wants to play for. And I also think that Bledsoe would be a perfect fit for Tom Thibodeau's system. But Jimmy Butler on the Bucks is maybe about as good of a fit as you're going to find in terms of on-court play. Look, they don't need Eric Bledsoe. They're just going to start Giannis at the point anyway. He's going to be the primary ball handler for this team. So if you're the Bucks, you need a solidified number 2. Chris Middleton is a nice player. He's a quality player. But he's not Jimmy Butler. He's not. And if you're the Bucks, all of a sudden your starting 5 will end up being Giannis, Jimmy Butler, Chris Middleton, John Henson, and then if you really want to start a point guard, you can throw Matthew Dellavedova in there, or if you want more shooting on there, you can start Dante DiVincenzo, who's probably going to be a good guy for them off the bench this year. You can do a lot of different things if you end up moving Eric Bledsoe, though the lack of a starting point guard might give the Bucks a little bit of pause when doing that trade. But again, you're the GM. What would you trade for Jimmy Butler? I want to know from you guys. Let me know in the comment section below. His trade value right now is so difficult to decipher because we know that the Timberwolves' asking price is high. But at this point, I just can't see NBA teams giving up prime time assets for a guy a week before the season, even someone of Jimmy Butler's caliber. So again, you're the GM. What would you trade for Jimmy Butler? That's going to do it for NBA Now today. Again, guys, go subscribe, search NBA Now by Chat Sports on YouTube, or just head to chatsports.com/NBA TV. Make sure you guys subscribe to that channel. We'll have all the best NBA content on there throughout this upcoming season.